Well, just continuing on here in the 5-horse Briggs build-up video series. Got the connecting rod in now. See the... Well, anyway, just wanted to show you here. Here's my setup for the torque wrench and torquing them to 100 inch-pounds. This works out a little bit better since my torque wrench is 1/4 inch drive. I've always had to use the little 1/4 to 3/8 adapter there with it normally, but so it worked out good with the extension on it there. It's a little tricky to get around the dipper if you didn't have that extension on there, but basically that's the setup there, and then you just take it till it clicks a couple times there, and so that's good. I just wanted to show you a few of the little tools here that I have. This guy here is kind of interesting, called a Piston Ringer. You squeeze it to put it on the piston rings, and then you spread it open and then lift the rings off the piston. That one comes in handy, and it's works good on these Briggs sized engines. Of course, feeler gauges. I had to set the valves on this one, and what are they, 5 to 7 on the intake, and well, 10 to 12 or something on the exhaust. I got them written down up there, but they're actually for a 3.5 horse. I guess they're not quite the same for these 5 horses. But anyways, the other thing I do, I use a marker there to mark just one of the 2 exhaust tappets. Otherwise, you might not get it right after you take it back apart. So just little things, and then I marked the connecting rod there. I got to make sure I got it together right, all that type of thing. But back to the feeler gauges there and the valves. The way I adjust the valve, basically grinding the end of the valves where your tappet hits against it there. I just use a regular bench grinder there. The first thing I do, of course, is to, in this case it's a brass wheel, but use a wire wheel to clean all the carbon off the top and all of it there, cleaned all up. Then lap the valve, and then as I say, when it comes time to set it up there, I just hold it by hand there and spin the valve while I'm grinding it, and then keep sticking it back in the engine block and checking with the feeler gauge until you get what you want. Then also I clamp it in the vise there with my homemade soft jaws there, and just file a little bit. Maybe you can see on this one, I don't know, hard to say. If I don't file the end there, it tends to have a little bump in the middle. I guess it's got to do with the fact that I'm not getting it quite 100% perpendicular, so it in fact makes a kind of a cone shape out of it there. So when you file it, you can flatten it down to give it a good wear area. Of course, serious engine builders will be laughing at that. You would want to use a surface grinder, I guess it'd be called, and to do that, but I haven't got access to anything like that. Anyway, here, I don't want to make this video too long, but and then to compress the piston rings, you have a real ring compressor here, or sometimes you can get away with the appropriate sized hose clamp. The only thing you have to be sure of is that it's tall enough to compress all of the rings. You don't want to break your top ring or that. I just hit the top of the piston, or push top the piston with either a rubber hammer handle or the wooden end of a wire brush or something like that. You don't want to hit it with steel because the piston's aluminum. And 5/16 socket here, it comes in handy for pushing the piston pin out of the piston, and I just use regular needle nose pliers to get the snap rings out of the piston. So just a few little tools that you pretty well need when dealing with these engines. So anyway, it's continuing to come together here. Pretty quick I'll be able to put the crankcase cover back on, and then the cylinder head. So I hope you're enjoying the series, and if you have any questions for me, please feel free to comment. I try to answer pretty well all comments if I can, have time to. Anyway, we'll catch you later then.